Hello, thanks for joining me today. I hope you are doing great as usual, and I hope you are enjoying the best of God. I hope you are surviving, and not just surviving, you are thriving. May God be praised, and may God's strength be available for you in Jesus' name. Yeah, today I will be building on what we discussed last week when we talked about your weakness, dealing with your weakness before it deals with you. And we're able to understand that foundational issues could affect the lives of people forever. It will build up. Your weaknesses could grow with you. Just like strength grow, weaknesses grow. And history is replete with so many persons, so many great people who rose and eventually crashed because of this single factor that brought in the life of that person, that weakness that they didn't curb, that thirst that they didn't deal with, that negative thrust that they were not supposed to get into. My prayer for you today is that your name will not be mentioned among those who fell by the wayside or who rose and were brought down in Jesus' name. I want to just quickly speak on one of the key things we'll need to do in order to address our weaknesses. We had said before that you must identify it for what it is. Do not deny its existence. Because if you deny its existence, you don't know, you will never be able to identify that it's a problem and profile a solution to it. So once you are able to identify it, you need to understand what are the things around it that makes you cave into those pressures, those weaknesses. Some people actually, the weakness they have is just being unnecessarily verbose in their speaking. And you ask yourself, well, let's just do a quick one with that. Why do I always end up speaking more than what I'm supposed to speak and eventually get into foul languages, get into lies, get into unwholesome speech, or even generally overspeak? You know it that you've actually gone beyond the limit of restraint. It takes personal study to identify those things. Because if you don't know those things that actually could lead to those weaknesses, you will not know how to deal with it. David was a person who had such a situation. David had a weakness, and his weakness was women. I don't know why, but when we look at it, these are the three major things that actually causes the downfall of great people. The opposite sex, men or women, money, glory. These three things are very, very key, and they can either determine how a person would rise or fall. But back to David. David was crazy about women. When you look at his account, you would see history replete with so many things about him. But one thing about him was that he didn't identify that. One of the things that triggers it was being idle. And that was why when kings were supposed to go to war, he allowed idleness to set in. And that triggered a chain of activities that destroyed the life of someone else and also affected his lineage. So there are consequences when you cave in to those weaknesses. So you need to identify those things that could trigger it and begin to do something about it. Begin to watch out. Begin to know how to avoid, address, or totally deal with it. Thank you for listening to me today. We'll be discussing more about this as we move along. God bless you and have a beautiful, blessed week. Bye.